All right, guys, welcome back to the Patient Pod. It's been a little bit. We've been gone.
Feels good to be back.
It feels really good to be back. And in this episode, what we're going to do is we're going to explain why we have been away. We've been working on something really big for y'all, and we're going to explain exactly what we've been doing.
Not only that, but this is something that, like he said, we put a lot of time and effort in. Dr. Brian has been the brains behind the techie.
Oh, the tech, yes.
We got a website. We got a full list of exercises, 3 months of correctional postural exercises that we believe, and we were just talking about this. We were just talking about this morning. These are all the things we see every day, the questions we get asked, and then kind of summing up together what we have found the most effective to help our patients in the office.
So we're pretty fortunate. We get the firsthand account and patient after patient. So I guess that's our own little research study that we do without doing it. But we get to see what people are asking. We get to see what people are struggling with. And what we've identified is that people who are working on a computer for multiple hours a day and then years on years, what's happening is that their posture is getting awful. And then it's contributing to a lot of different pain points, whether it's their neck or their mid back. So with that, what we wanted to do was we wanted to figure out something that could help everyone, and not necessarily something that you had to come in here to the office for, because we love our patients here. We love seeing them, but we understand that everybody that listens to this can't come in here. So we wanted to figure out a way that we can help others without them being in the O'Fallon area.
Well, and the beauty about it is we're going to start with mobility, re-education, and overall just correction of certain postures that are day-to-day living stuff that'll affect you for the rest of your life. If you can kind of fix those, basically patterns that have been formed that we're all seeing with technology and more working from home. So it's a great combination of stretching and activation of muscles that is really the foundation to your core posture.
Yep. So, the first thing that we want to talk about is identifying the problem. What is the issue? So when you're sitting at a computer for hours and hours, I'm sure that every one of you have noticed that over time you start to lean forward. So what's happening biomechanically, which biomechanically is just a fancy word for how your body moves, your muscles, joints, all those things. What's happening is that your shoulders start to round out, and then your neck goes forward. Those are the two biggest things. Now, with this course, we're only addressing the upper body. Little teaser, we are going to be working on the lower body posture, of course, as well. But for this first one, we're just working on the upper body. We want to start getting that where it should be. So the two problems, and that way you can start kind of identifying yourself when you're working, is the rounded shoulders and then the forward head posture. So I'm going to pass it to Dr. Agan, and he's going to explain what happens when you sit in that position for too long.
And just like anything, the body is always adapting to the day-to-day activities. So if you're in the same position day after day, it's going to adapt and almost mold to that position. Mm-hmm. What we see the most with the upper body, it's the upper cross syndrome, which we always say that sounds a lot worse than it is. It's too tight of muscles and underactivated muscles imbalance. So the shoulders and the chest being the number one area that's tight, rounding the shoulders like you mentioned. So really stretching out and identifying those targeted muscles to stretch, activating certain muscles in the back to help bring the shoulders back, activating certain core muscles to kind of stabilize everything and to break that pattern and to form a new one. And then the biggest thing is allowing the body to make a permanent change and correction to adapt and to be resilient through day-to-day living.
Yeah, it's basically, with life, it's inevitable that something is going to be challenging towards your body. Whether if you have a job that's outdoors, something's going to be challenging. If you sit at a computer desk all day long, something's going to be challenging. But what we have to do is, and the whole purpose of this course is to get your body in a better position so it can fend off those things. This is not a oh, well, if I do this course, I just will have the most perfect posture for the rest of my life. It's not about that. Life is a constant battle at making sure that our bodies are in the right position for when stressors come our way. That's why when you work out or you eat better, your body's in a better position to fend off sicknesses, illnesses, and all the rest of it. So, what we're noticing is that, before this posture issue really wasn't as big of a deal because we didn't sit at computers like we used to, but now we are. So now we are starting to see 20, 30 years down the line what the effects are. So with this course, the first thing that we're going to do is phase one is going over the overall mobility of your spine. So we want to, number one, start working on the mobility of your spine. The second phase, what we're doing is we're working on re-educating your spine. So that is the part that Dr. Agan was talking about, getting your body into a point so we get it moving better, and then we start getting to a point where your body's like, hey, I want to be like this. And then the last phase is the correction phase, where we really solidify what we've been working on for the first 2 months.
Yeah, and I think, starting with mobility is the key with anything, because truthfully, I believe that, we are more sedentary these days with technology, and working from home offices, and gaming is huge right now. And if you think about the body, it craves movement. And that's why I feel like there's more, and not to get into the psychological component, but that's why we see more ADDs, because we're sitting too much and our body is craving the movement. It is needing that stimulation.
Let me out.
Let's go. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And you see people that are constantly moving their leg when they sit a lot. I can relate to that, but really the body's creating basically awareness that we need to move. So yeah, increasing the mobility and kind of breaking loose a lot of stiffness is step number one. There's a lot of adhesions, muscle patterns,
Activating that nervous system.
You're waking it up big time, and you're making a change. So any change to the body is gonna stir it up. But if we can overall repeat that process over and over, and that's like with this course, it's customized to kind of go from step 1, step 2, step 3. It's not just a bunch of random exercises. There's a reason for every step of the process.
Yep, and so with the mobility phase, like Dr. Agan was talking, getting things moving. If we stop there, then it would just be like a Band-Aid. We would have to continue to do those things over and over again, and nothing would stick. So what we did was we designed the second phase and the third phase to start working on that longevity, getting things stabilized. That way things stick. Like I tell my patients that come in here, I don't want you to have come in here every week the rest of your life. I said, I'd get tired of you and you'd be tired of me. So, we want to get your body to a point to where things are more stabilized. And we took that same concept that we work on here at the office and we applied it to this course. That way we can get a lot of results and those things can stick.
If you can look at it too, is there's so much of what we've put together in this course. We're kind of brain nerds with it. So a lot of it's intention, being aware of, okay, this muscle needs to move this way. And a lot of our patients will tell us too, with getting adjusted in these exercises, they mention how they're more aware when they're in a bad posture, because your body will let you know once you start retraining it. It's like you go get braces and you try to make one of the two, you bend it, you're gonna notice that that's not straight anymore. So the same thing with the spine. We're creating awareness, going all that to one. We're creating awareness within how your body moves, which then is going to lead to the lower body, stability course, posture course, and then moving forward to other exercises that are just overall body movements that we need to master in day-to-day living.
Yep, and this is also a great course for, so when people that haven't worked out in a long time, their posture's gotten bad, they jump back into the gym. And when they jump back into the gym, they notice that they have way more aches and pains than they did before. Well, it's kind of one of those things where you started running before you could crawl. And so most of the time with when I tell patients what they need to do before starting to work out are these types of exercises, things that start getting the body ready to start doing more and more and more. And you're going to see on our YouTube channel, Dr. Agan is going through a lot of different workout movements and things like that. So with this course, this is really that foundation of getting back going. these are the things that you need to do in order to get your body in a great position to start tackling more and more and more. Unfortunately, once we get a little bit older, our bodies aren't our 21-year-old self anymore. So now we have to approach things a little bit differently. And that's why we designed this course the way it is.
Yeah, and what's amazing about the body is that the certain muscles, their job is to do specific movements. So if we can increase, there's a timing mechanism to every movement we have. It's just like moving the shoulder around. Muscle number one needs to fire before muscle number two, and being aware and activating those muscles properly will prevent injury. But most of the time we're firing muscle number three,
Yep.
for example, overriding the system. So timing and kind of synchronicity is huge in the body.
Yeah, and like you're saying, we're not firing 1 and 2, but we're only firing 3. So
Yep.
what happens is 3 wears out.
Yep.
But with what we've done in this course, if we can get 1, 2, and 3 working, then it takes the pressure off of 3, distributes it among those 3, and now your body is working in sync.
Yes.
And then you allow yourself to have less injuries.
No doubt.
Yeah, absolutely. So check it out in the description below. I'm going to put a link to the course. So the website that we have is spinalrevolution.com. That's where everything is going to be. It'll be in all the descriptions of our YouTube videos and our podcast. If you have any questions about it, if it's something that you think that you could benefit from, make sure to message us. Shoot us a message. And we'll talk to you about it. We'll explain what's going on with the course. We've already got a few people that are doing it, kind of testing it out and getting it rolling. So we're really excited about it. So be on the lookout for more content on that. We're going to keep talking about more posture techniques that you can do. So be on the lookout for more of these podcasts. We're getting back consistent again. We are back. No more big breaks.
Hey, that was, and then not only that, but we're growing here in the office too. So
Yep.
keeping that balance afloat. But yeah, we're really excited to get this course going. It's going to benefit a lot of people. And our intention is to help and have it be a convenient way. And hopefully we get an app going someday.
Ooh,
really
big time.
Yes,
Big time. All right, guys. So we'll see you next week.
See you guys.